What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be re-reviewing the high-grade G-Saviour Space Mode from the G-Saviour movie. The G-Saviour Origin Mode, equipped with multiple boosters for zero-gravity use, it was deployed during the Battle of Gaia to assist in fighting against the MW units before switching to its terrain mode following its duel with Jack Hall in the MS Rai. 5 runners and the minuscule sticker sheet make up the contents of this package, and if you think kits in the late noughties and early 2010s are dated, wait until you get a hold of this. Some of the gates are terribly unintuitive, there are seam lines all over the place, and the parts feel clunky to fit together, especially those using polycaps. However, if you could bypass that with adequate sanding, the kit comes together rather quickly thanks to the elementary construction of polycaps connecting hollow armor parts. There's nothing impressive about it to say, but if you can get past the age, I suppose it's an alright experience. Although, what you get in the end is a good representation of the G-Saviour Space Mode in high-grade form. As depicted in the line art, the kit of the G-Saviour sports a lanky aesthetic with the majority of the bulk coming from the shoulder, side skirts, and backpack armor. With a good amount of surface detail, the primarily white color scheme highly encourages bringing out. Speaking of the colors, it adopts a derivative of the Gundam tricolors which matches the G-Saviour game model, though the movie model leans towards the monochromatic side either by design or due to CG constraints at the time, so it's up to you to represent that aesthetic if that's what you want. Needless to say, despite the light use of stickers for the eyes and copper chest pieces, paint tabs like the forehead and chest sensors, as well as the missing details on the clavicle armor and side skirts, need to be applied separately. Seamline removal is also recommended, especially on the arms and legs, but the white armor allows them to go unnoticed slightly easier, so it's up to you. As the aesthetics go, the high-grade G-Saviour with its late UC vibes and design elements looks good as a representation. Articulation starts with a single ball-jointed head that is limited by the mullet and neck design. The arms can only rotate around and raise up thanks to the independent shoulder armor. There's an elbow rotation and bend that can also bend backwards, as well as a ball-jointed wrist. The waist sports minute crunching and a restricted rotation. Front and side skirts can move, while the latter can also pivot, allowing for decent kicks towards all directions. There's a hip rotation thanks to the ball joint connection, single jointed knees, flexible ball jointed ankles, with moving ankle armor, and a folding toe. Articulation of the G-Saviour is simple, but it doesn't fail to pull off a good variety of poses while feeling good doing so thanks to the sturdy structure. Though it's worth noting that it doesn't have a 3mm action base hole in its crotch, so you'll either need to drill that yourself or use the old mounting brackets from action bases to send it aerial. Accessory wise, you get a set of holding hands as well as a trigger finger hand, the last of which is used for holding its beam rifle by sandwiching it in and wedging the trigger around the trigger finger for quite a decent grip. Moreover, the rather ugly holes on the side are for storing the firearm on the pegs of the legs or the back skirt, the latter of which a lost feature of the G-Saviour terrain mode. This frees up the hands to use the single beam saber, except that the mounted one is a dummy and it actually uses a separate blue toothpick instead of a beam effect that plugs into the stored handle. I get it, it was literally made in 2000, but at least it's molded in clear blue without a hand attached to it, so it looks good and is easy to paint. Finally, the plug on the left forearm can be removed and replaced with a beam shield effect part. Sculpted in a clear blue with a good number of streaks and jagged edges, it also features detail for the plug you need to paint in a white. And as an Easter egg, you can detach the armor and backpack of the G-Saviour to display it as something similar to its origin mode. It's not exact due to the engineering limitations, but at least it's a decent representation of an alternate form of the G-Saviour. As stigmatized and ridiculed as the movie is, the high-grade G-Saviour Space Mode is definitely the outlier. For a kit from 2000, the aesthetics and playability give kits from the mid to late 2000s a run for their money, while it does the already good design of the G-Saviour some justice, providing you with a good late Universal Century visual foundation for a custom build, if not a great representation of the G-Saviour should you touch it up. The supposed modular nature of the kit is interesting too, which makes it a shame that no further variants were made due to the title's poor reception. Sure, the gimmicks are of the generic Gundam loadouts and the engineering does inevitably come off as incredibly dated, but in no way does that take away from the final product, especially if you applied seamline coverage wherever it's needed. As a whole, the high-grade G-Saviour Space Mode is a rather fun kit that is better than the sum of its parts, acting as the sole savior to its name. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching, drop a like and comment if you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to follow me on social media with the links down below. That said, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out guys, bye bye.